I figure I'd show you guys what paint kit I got. I actually got this off of eBay from the Paint for Cars store, I guess. It was super cheap. I think it was like 150 bucks or so. I forget, to be honest. But yeah, it comes with base coat, 2 of these reducers. It comes with a gallon of clear coat as well, and a quart of hardener for that. It comes with a few paint sticks and then some paint trainers here. So all of this was actually pretty cheap, so I'm gonna try to make this kit work for what I'm about to do. Alright, so if you want to know how to mix it, every paint is different and they'll have it up on the can. So here, mixing ratio is right here. It says 3 to 1. So it means 3 parts of this base coat and 1 part of this reducer here. Most base coats that I dealt with was 50-50, so 1 part this, 1 part reducer. But this one is different, so 3 to 1. So we're gonna mix up 3/4 of this gun cup and then 1 part of reducer, mix it up and spray it up on the car. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I'm just gonna take my paint stick. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it. Make sure you stir your paint good, especially if it's been sitting for a little while. This one's been sitting for a couple of months. So I'm gonna make sure I stir it good before I try to spray it, because I wanna minimize the amount of problems from the get-go. Alright, what's up you guys? So this is a couple days later from that last clip of you see me trying to spray the roof. I actually had some technical difficulties. There's some things in the paint, so I had to sand those out. I got a big run over here, so I actually stopped spraying the hatch and I actually went ahead and sanded this down. I had a little small run here, as well as some cracking here. So I'm pretty much going to be respraying the roof and everything. Everything is already re-sanded down. So let me just show you guys my setup really quickly. I have these 2 lights in the back here because there's no light here. And I wet the floor already, so I'm actually ready to paint. I'm just going to be spraying the car. I'm going to be spraying the bumpers and the lips. The bumper, the lip, the front bumper, and the side skirts later. Because, yeah, it's just easier to manage this way. So, let's go ahead and get ready to spray the car. As you can see, I already wiped it down. Let me show you guys what I use. So this is what I use to prep the car before I spray. Just grease and wax remover, Duplicolor. It's from, I believe I got it from AutoZone for like $6 or so. It comes in a lot. So pretty much all you do is, I use a microfiber. I just put a little bit on microfiber, and then I go ahead and wipe the whole car down. It takes off all the dust and it gets rid of, you know, any oils that are on the surface, so that it doesn't cause any fisheye or any difficulties in the paint. So yeah, so this is gonna be take 2. Hopefully this turns out good. I'll be putting on the GoPro again so you guys can see firsthand. Hopefully this goes well. If not, then we're gonna have to start all over from scratch. So stay tuned and we're gonna get ready to start spraying. Oh, one more thing. The gun I'll be using is this Warwick 904 HE. I believe I got this for 120 bucks. Back when I was in Hawaii, I did my research, and this gun is supposed to be pretty good for the price. You know, I didn't want to go with a Harbor Freight gun because back then they didn't really have any good ones. They had like the purple one for like, I don't know, like 20 bucks or so. But anyway, this is supposed to be a really good gun. I haven't really used it too much, to tell you the truth. I did use it to spray my roof black, and it worked out pretty fine. This is supposed to be a low CFM gun, so it should work for what I'm doing in my garage. I do have this, what is it, 30 gallon? 4 horsepower, 30 gallon air compressor. It has 11.9 CFMs, and it should be enough to run this gun here. Yeah, so this is pretty much the gun I'll be using. I'm running 2 filters because, you know, I don't want to get any moisture or oil in it. Then my regulator here. Now I'll be showing you guys how to set the gun up just as soon as I get prepped. Okay, so stay tuned. So this is how you set up your gun. So this is wide open right now. So I'm just gonna squeeze the trigger, hold it down. I'm gonna start tightening this until you feel it move the trigger. Watch. I don't know if you can see that, but right here. I'm gonna loosen it all the way until the trigger stops moving. So this is wide open right now. It stops at the base here. If you tighten it more, it'll stop like short. So make sure that your fluid is always wide open. I don't know if I explained it well, but yeah. Anyway, you want this to be wide open as well because you want the maximum fan pattern. This, you want it wide open. Now, if you have a regulator on your gun, you're gonna wanna set it to about 20 to 25 pounds, depending on, again, your paint. All right, guys, I have you guys swapped over to the GoPro. Alright, you guys, so for the most part the car is done being sprayed. It looks pretty even, but I guess the true test will be as soon as we pull it out of the garage and get it in the sunlight. There is a whole bunch of orange peel and a little bit of these little fish eyes. So I'm actually going to be wet sanding and buffing the whole car, which is fine, so that way you know, I can show you guys how to do it too, because you know, especially when you're spraying in a garage like this with no like proper ventilation and all that, you're gonna get a lot of imperfections in the paint. But for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. It came out pretty even. But I did have a really big mistake here. Now what happened was, it wasn't a mistake in me painting, it was a mistake where I accidentally knocked over this light. If you can see, there's some pearl here. What happened was, I was walking over towards that end of the car, and the air hose got caught on the muffler tip, and then I stepped on this green extension cord here, and it actually pulled this whole entire light, and it pretty much fell onto the trunk, onto the hatch. So I'm gonna have to wait till this trunk pretty much dries, and then I'm gonna have to sand this down and then hopefully I can do a spot repair on this section here. If not, I'm gonna have to repaint this whole entire hatch. But for the most part, like I said, everything looks pretty even. So we're just gonna have to bring this out into the sun and hopefully it looks good. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned for when we actually get this car outside, and yeah, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment below if you guys have any questions or suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, peace out.